She got a text message and left her apartment to meet a man. 26 minutes later, she returned, the victim of a brutal attack. She went to the hospital and even spoke to police, believing she would recover. But the assault she had just endured was about to become a murder. And the truth of what really happened is more calculated than anyone imagined. Hello and welcome. Let's not drag this out. Just write, what city are you from? What time is it for you right now? And what's the weather like? And what's your favorite food? On August 11th, 2022, a 30-year-old woman named Ashley Bocanegra received a text message that would tragically alter the course of her life. The message came from a 23-year-old man named Daniel Gonzalez. Now, here's the complicated part. Both Ashley and Daniel were in separate, long-term relationships, but they had been secretly seeing each other. In the text, Daniel told Ashley that his girlfriend was kicking him out of his apartment and he desperately needed her to come meet him. They both lived in the same apartment complex, a detail that made the request seem simple, almost mundane. So, Ashley left the safety of her own apartment and began walking toward the location where she believed Daniel was waiting for her. Just 26 minutes later, the scene had completely changed. Ashley stumbled back to her own front door, not as the woman who had left, but as a victim. She was bloody and bruised, clearly the survivor of a brutal attack by two other women. She immediately got on the phone with her boyfriend, her voice filled with panic, asking him to come home right away and take her to the hospital. For the next several hours, Ashley was at the hospital, receiving care. In her mind, and in the minds of those around her, she believed she would recover from her injuries. But what no one could see was the silent, devastating damage that was spreading inside her body. The assault she had just endured was about to become a murder. Ashley Bocanegra was born on November 18th, 1991, in the heart of New York City. She was a Bronx native, raised in the city's vibrant but tough environment. For about 3 years, she had been with her partner, a man named Julian Reyes, before they welcomed a son together. Their story, however, went back much further. They had known each other since the 8th grade. Julian later admitted he had a huge crush on her back then, but he was always too nervous, too shy to actually talk to her in the busy school hallways. It wasn't until a full decade later, in 2012, that fate, or perhaps social media, reconnected them. They quickly became a couple, and soon after, their son was born while they were still living in the Bronx. Around that same time, Julian's parents made a big move to Georgia. It was during visits to see them that Julian started to feel the pull of a different kind of life. He wanted to get out of the city, to find someplace quieter, and ultimately, a place that felt more safe for his family. So, in 2021, they packed up their lives, took their 7-year-old son, and moved to Beaufort, Georgia. It was a town located about 35 miles or 56 kilometers northeast of downtown Atlanta. They found what they thought was the perfect spot, an apartment in a gated community. And though Julian said he made enough money to support the family on his own, Ashley was determined to work as well. She got a job at a nearby flooring store. The attack, ironically, happened right there on the apartment complex property, not far from the leasing office. It unfolded in the middle of the street in broad daylight. During the assault, a car as well as a golf cart belonging to the complex can be seen just passing by. Think about that for a moment. Life was going on as normal, just feet away from this brutal violence. Nobody directly involved in the assault called the authorities. Ashley didn't, and, quite understandably, her attackers certainly didn't, but someone else did. The leasing manager of the apartment complex made the call. She had been the one driving that golf cart, and when she witnessed the fight, she immediately dialed 911.
Hi, I work here at an apartment complex, and there was two girls fighting, and she's really bloody. I can see the blood from where I'm at. They're fighting in the apartment complex in the parking lot. On the street. The apartment complex is called Preston Hills.
Okay. And what building were they near?
We're by building 300, between 300 and 700 on the hill.
Building 300, 700 on hill. Okay. And you said one of them is bleeding?
Yeah, I can see her forehead from down here is bleeding. The girl had her on the ground. It's a black girl, and I can't tell if it's two white girls or two Spanish girls.
Okay, so it's 3 of them, 3 girls?
3 girls altogether.
Okay, 3 girls, okay. Which one's bleeding?
She has on a black shirt and some green, like, tights. They start walking towards me, so I'm driving away.
Okay, that's fine.
But I'm trying to see what building they go to, so I can probably tell you at least the building. I don't know if they're going to building 300 or if they're going to walk past that building and keep going.
So are they walking like towards the exit?
Yeah, well, they're going to building 300.
Okay.
The high end of 300. I think they might beat together because the girl who got beat up is following them. But I heard her say, "Why you come to my house?"
Officers were dispatched to the apartment complex with the information that all 3 women involved had walked toward building 300. When the officers arrived on the scene, they began to approach the building. It was then that a tenant stopped them, providing a crucial piece of information. The tenant told them they had seen the 3 women go into apartment 317. The officers made their way up the stairs, and once they reached the correct unit, everything was eerily quiet, so they raised a hand and knocked on the door.
What's going on today? How you doing, officer? So, what's going on? You can approach if you want.
We just want to make sure everybody's good, so that's why we're here. That's fine, but we'd rather y'all come out here. Can they come out? The females that are in there?
The females out there are fighting.
Yeah.
This girl, she came to my house. She's been sleeping with my fiance. She works over there. She's his manager, and she keeps on forcing him to have sex with her after he's been cut it off, or she's going to fire him. And we ended up fighting right there because she approached my home. This is my home. She lives all the way over there.
Okay, is everybody in the house right now?
Oh, just me. I'm the only one that fought. Just me. The girl, she left.
Hey, since
okay.
since my name's on the lease and everything here, can we all bring it in?
Yeah, I mean, we will, but you got to give us time. We're not just going to walk up in your apartment, so it's just you 2 in the house right now?
I'm heartbroken.
And your sister? Okay.
A female came to my home.
So we're going to make sure everybody's okay, because a third party called.
Is your sister involved?
The people were
My sister?
Yeah, is she?
No, that's my sister-in-law.
Is she involved?
She was there.
Are you 2 arguing, or you guys?
No, we're not arguing.
Okay, so let's go inside. So we're not.
I don't want to think about you. I don't want to see you. I don't want to smell you.
Where's she at?
How you doing, sir? Good, you?
The female that he's been sleeping with.
Him?
Yes, my
Okay.
fiance. I've been with for 5 years. We
Okay.
moved here together from up north. He works at Floor and Decor. He's been sleeping with his manager.
And that's who is here?
Yes.
Okay.
And I've been feeling it for some time now.
Okay.
Yesterday, I'm walking to Quick Trip. I see them walking together. And you're a woman. You know our intuition. I know that's the girl. I've seen her. We argued yesterday. He broke it up. It was fine. This morning now, she's calling, text him, saying that she's going to be coming here. I waited for her. And then I saw her because I'm just enraged. I'm very heartbroken. You see, I started packing my stuff yesterday. Nothing is even in bags. I'm just mentally out of it right now because this is a person that I wanted to grow old with. This is a person I wanted to share my life with, and I feel dirty, I feel disgusting, I feel heartbroken, and I feel
Understandable.
stupid.
Okay.
But I'm okay right now. I'm not going to be going out hating anybody. I'm not in medicine society. I'm just very heartbroken that the person I want has been doing
we
this to me.
just had to make sure everybody was good because we got a call.
She was there. She's seen it. She's fine. We're not arguing.
So did y'all? She came to meet up so y'all could fight, or?
No, she came here to meet with him, and then I caught her, and then I beat her up. Okay. Yeah. She's actually cheating on her family too. Go figure. So the husband.
Did she drive off? I
No,
assume?
she walked.
Oh,
She walked.
okay.
I don't know if she has her own car, but I don't know. I hope her husband finds the hell out because why do I have to be the only one in shambles of my life? But
Is that y'all's kid together?
yes, beautiful, right? Who would want to lose a family like that? Who would want to? Beautiful kid. I hope you understand. I'm not crazy.
The officers soon learned the identities of the 2 other women involved. They were 27-year-old Antonetta Stevens and 17-year-old Janine Gonzalez. Antonetta immediately claimed that her fiancé, Daniel Gonzalez, had been sleeping with his manager, Ashley Bocanegra. Janine, it turned out, was Daniel's younger sister, who was only in town for a visit. During this initial interview, Antonetta laid out her version of events. She claimed that Daniel had been having an affair with Ashley, who was his manager at Floor and Decor, a large tile and flooring store located right next to the apartment complex. She insisted that Daniel had tried to break things off, but Ashley was supposedly forcing him to continue a sexual relationship by threatening to fire him. Inside the apartment, she launched into a dramatic, almost theatrical rant about her life with Daniel. She pointed out their almost 3-year-old son, questioning how he could ever want to leave such a beautiful family. The whole performance felt incredibly staged, very forced. But since neither party involved in the assault wanted to press charges, there was nothing more the officers could legally do. Because they weren't dealing with a domestic assault situation, one or both of the parties needed to formally press charges against the other. Without that, the matter would simply be dropped. There were some interesting notes in the police report about this body cam footage, though. After it was reviewed later, it was noted that Stevens added, "I wish she could fight. If you're going to cheat on somebody, know how to fight." This statement suggested that the other woman, Ashley, did not put up much of a fight against Stevens. That detail would become critically important later on, when the question of who actually started the fight was raised. After the assault, Antonetta and Janine took Ashley's phone. Their apparent goal was to call Ashley's fiancé and inform him about her infidelity. Ashley, however, refused to just give up her device. She actually followed her attackers back to their apartment. She pounded on the door relentlessly until Daniel finally opened it and returned the phone to her. Then, Ashley limped back to her own apartment, calling her fiancé Julian in the process. He arrived home about 40 minutes later, an arrival that was recorded by their doorbell camera. Julian would later tell a detective that when he entered his apartment, which was in the 100 building closer to the leasing office, he found Ashley completely naked, lying on the bed. He said she had just stripped off her clothes and laid down. She hadn't showered or even tried to clean herself up in any way. He explained that he helped her into some clean clothes, and they left for the hospital just 6 minutes after he arrived home. Their doorbell camera footage confirmed that exact timeline. Julian took Ashley to Northside Hospital in the neighboring Forsyth County, which was a 28-minute drive. It's unclear why he chose that specific location, as there was another Northside Hospital much closer, which would have been only a 16-minute drive. On the way to the hospital, Julian said she was throwing up, and what she was throwing up was red, but the hospital, for whatever reason, never determined whether or not it was actually blood. A nurse, however, was deeply concerned about the nature of Ashley's injuries. When she learned they were sustained during an assault, she was required by law to call 911.
I was calling to report an assault on one of my patients who came to the ER.
Do you know what type of assault it was?
It was a physical assault. She said she was in an apartment complex and 2 ladies just came and attacked her.
Yeah, I'll put it in and try for an officer to call. And will the patient be able to answer if an officer calls her?
Yes.
Following that 911 call from the hospital, an officer was dispatched to talk to Ashley over the phone and get her side of the story. He made that call at about 4 p.m., on the same day as the attack, while Ashley was still being treated at Northside Hospital in Forsyth.
Well, because right now it was my fiance's birthday, so I went to go run some errands to go, grab him the cake and stuff like that. So I was outside waiting for my Uber. I see these 2 females walking around. They look kind of iffy, like they was getting into something, but I didn't think anything of it. And then they started me. All I hear is that she matches the description. And then out of nowhere, literally they just came and attacked me out. I don't know, reason or anything like that.
So you were saying that some 2 females just randomly attacked you, and this has nothing to do with you sleeping with one of your employees. Just so you know, the police were called out there, and we did respond because somebody that works at that apartment complex went and called in, and we have already talked to both parties, and they told us that she found out you were sleeping with her fiance. Y'all went outside and had words, and y'all got into a mutual fight, is what the information we have. Does that sound about right?
Well, they got the wrong person then, because that's not what happened to me, because I was literally standing out there waiting for a cab. So, unless they were looking for somebody or what, but, sorry, keep coughing.
The story she gave him was a complete fabrication, designed to protect her secret. She claimed that she had left her house at about 12:40 to run some errands and to purchase a cake for Julian's birthday. She explained that she doesn't drive, so she was waiting for an Uber, which she sometimes referred to as a cab, when she saw two women walking toward her. She told the officer that she did not know the women at all, but one of them looked at her and said, "She matches the description." Then she claimed they attacked her. The officer specifically asked if she had been sleeping with a coworker, and Ashley flatly denied it. The officer then confirmed that she was not interested in pressing charges. And again, since both parties were unwilling to move forward, the matter was officially dropped. From that point on, it seemed that the authorities suspected Ashley was simply the victim of a tragic case of mistaken identity. A jealous woman had found out her boyfriend was cheating and, in a rage, had attacked the wrong person. Unfortunately, while at the hospital, doctors began to realize that Ashley's internal injuries were far worse than anyone had first expected. In the recorded call with the officer, you can hear her coughing repeatedly. The reason for that cough was terrifying. Her lungs had been filling with fluid. After some scans, it was decided that a different hospital would be better equipped to handle her care. She was airlifted to Northside Gwinnett Hospital, where she ended up passing away at about 10 p.m. that same day. Of course, now that one of the two parties involved in the assault had died, the case was immediately turned over to homicide detectives. They needed to find out what really happened. Was it a tragic accident? Was it self-defense? Or had Ashley Bocanegra been murdered? Investigators would quickly learn that nothing Antonetta had told the police was even close to the truth. And not only that, but Ashley had also lied to the police when she was questioned about the details of the assault. Detectives arrived at the hospital at about 11 p.m., where they got an overview of the situation from the hospital staff. He confirmed Ashley's story, that she was waiting for a ride to go buy a cake for Julian's birthday when two girls she didn't know attacked her. The detectives were then taken to a private room where Julian was waiting, and they began to interview him in an attempt to get more information.
Why would anybody want to do that? Mm-hmm. You know, it was like random. She was going out to get me a birthday cake. Today's my fucking birthday. She's going out to get me a birthday cake. It just happened, you know, and we have a 7-year-old son. And I have to go to my son and break news to him. And that's going to be the most difficult thing in the world. I don't know how to do it.
No, I imagine. Did she ever discuss any issues with anybody around?
No, she started working at Floor & Decor, right next door to our apartment complex. And she will, you know, complain and bitch about people, you know, but that's what any job, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But she never mentioned anything of that aspect, like nothing that major that people would look for her or anything like that. You know, when she came home every day, she worked overnight, so she would come home in the morning and she would never say anything.
He repeated the exact same story that Ashley had told the hospital staff and the police. The detectives then asked him about the specific injuries he had seen on Ashley.
When you saw her in the apartment on the bed, did you see any other obvious injuries to her?
So she had like bruised scratches on her left shoulder.
What kind of scratches were they? Were they deep?
It didn't look deep. It looked more like on the concrete, scraped on concrete.
Okay.
It don't look like, I didn't take the best look at it. It don't look like fingernail scratches, but it looked like it was being scraped onto concrete outside. On her, I believe it's her left, she got a bite mark on her cheek.
How deep were those bite marks? Did they break skin?
I don't know if it broke skin, but that shit was dark as fuck. Instantly, it was dark. Black eye, some bruises on her eyelid, elbows scraped, knees, I believe her left knee was scraped. She had a scrape on her ankle. And then she said she hit the back of her head on the concrete. When the bigger set girl went on top of her, her head knocked the concrete. So she was having like bad pains in her head.
So when she was on the ground, she was on her back?
she was on her back, and she said the girl was on top of her, punching on her, and while the girl was punching on her, the other one is kicking her.
He explained that while they were on the way to the hospital, Ashley told him that one of the girls had bit her on the cheek and on the arm. A detective would later check her body at the hospital and was unable to find any bite marks whatsoever. Julian also said he did not know anyone else who lived at the apartment complex, and the description of the attackers did not sound familiar to him at all. Once the detectives were done talking to Julian, they left the room. And it was while they were standing in the hallway that Julian's father, Marcus Reyes, approached them with a piece of information that would change everything.
How you doing, sir?
My daughter called me, and she told me that, that Ashley was talking to a guy in her job. Okay? Now, supposedly they were just friends, but the guy's girlfriend got jealous about it. So, I think his name is, she said, it might be Chris. Supposedly he lives in the complex too.
Who told you this information?
My daughter, Christy.
How did she know about this?
Because they were best friends. So she confessed it to her.
Can we get your
But they didn't tell Julian because she didn't want to.
That was the exact moment when it became clear that the assault was not a case of mistaken identity. Ashley had confided in Julian's sister, Christy, about her relationship with Daniel, who Marcus mistakenly called Chris during this interaction. Now, according to Marcus, Ashley had claimed that she and Daniel were just friends, and he told the detectives that he didn't believe Ashley was cheating on Julian. Unfortunately, as the case progressed, it would be revealed that Ashley was indeed more than just friends with Daniel, though whether their relationship was physical or not remained unclear. These detectives also received the doorbell camera footage from Julian and retrieved the clothing Ashley had been wearing during the attack from the apartment. While that was happening, other detectives went back to apartment 317. Their goal was to ask Antonetta and Janine to come down to the station for formal interviews. As soon as Antonetta answered the door, Detective Carter informed her that Ashley had died, and Antonetta's reaction was telling. She immediately made it all about herself.
I'm Detective Carter with Gwinnett County Police. Are you your internet?
Yes, hi.
Hey, this is Detective Poppy, Sergeant Poppy.
Hi, nice to meet you.
We know that there was like an incident that happened earlier today. Has anyone called you about it since?
No. Was somebody supposed to?
Well, we just got another call about it. So I guess the girl went to the hospital.
Okay.
And she died.
She died?
She's dead. So, but we know that there was like an altercation that happened beforehand.
And that was mutual, and she came here.
Yeah, we understand that.
Yeah.
So, but because of it,
I wasn't going to kill anybody.
Yeah.
I'm not that person.
I get it.
Yeah.
But because of that, we have to kind of talk to you guys and get a more formal statement.
Sure. Okay. Wow. I'm so sorry about that. That was not my intention. I've been mentally going through a lot. I have bipolar depression, and I'm just going through a lot right now. And, you know, I came here from up north with my fiance. That's him. Hey. I came here with my fiance.
Okay.
Yeah. So I came
Are you
here,
the sister?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sister. I came here with my fiance to start a new life, buy a house, everything like that, and I never expected him to basically cheat on me with someone at the workplace. You know what I'm saying?
So we would like to get like a formal statement. So we're going to ask that you come up to our headquarters and talk to us.
It's just right up the street.
Okay.
While Antonetta and Janine were getting ready to leave for the station, Daniel was outside of the apartment, talking to other investigators.
Alright, so they had an altercation earlier this afternoon.
Yes, sir.
Okay, which you don't know anything about?
No, I was informed that while I was sleeping, she rendered my phone, took my phone, and yes, she deleted the messages. I'm not even gonna lie. Gave me back my phone. It was like seemed like it was untouched.
Yeah.
Texted the woman, said, hey, she basically acted like she was me. I know. I swear she probably still has the messages I asked her. So she texted me and she was like, no, she acted like she was me. And she said, hey, my wife kicked me out. She's not my wife, but she said that. I guess that's what she said when we came out in love. So she kicked me out. Can you come meet me? She used basically her emotional, the way she feels towards me, to get her over here. And when she got her over here.
So then she came over, so she asked her to come over, she was pretending to be you.
Yes, ma'am.
And then what?
She called her. She had to, because the way it went out, I literally woke up and was like,
when you say she fought her, like
she had to fight.
Who?
Because they had to fight or get in an altercation, because when I heard this, like, I literally woke up and I'm like, what the heck? And all I hear is them yelling amongst each other, my sister and her, you know, I guess like hyped.
So Ashley came here to your door?
Because they took her phone, I guess. They took her phone, and I got to give it back.
Oh, they took her phone?
Yes.
Okay.
Because she was going to text, I guess, Herman, and like, you know, she was hurt, so. But now I wake up, and I'm like, oh, they're knocking at the door, but I hear bickering. So I'm like, yo, I don't hear the door? I'm like, what the heck? I open the door, and I just see, and I just closed it immediately.
How did she look when she opened the door?
I'm not gonna lie.
She looked fucked up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Daniel finally filled in the missing pieces of the story, revealing that the incident was not a spur-of-the-moment fight at all. He told the detectives that while he was asleep, Antonetta had taken his phone. She then used it to text Ashley, making her believe the texts were coming from Daniel himself. The text said that Daniel had been kicked out and asked Ashley to come meet him. It was a trap.
Did you run into her today? Or was it yesterday?
In general.
So you like this stuff?
Yeah.
Where you at? I need to see you. I'm in the bed. I want you here so bad. Meet me, please. I'm going through it. I got kicked out. Are you serious?
See, that's what I didn't do.
Yeah. That's
what I didn't do.
Let me put some on real quick. All right. I'm outside. Okay. About to come now. How long? Right now, grabbing my keys.
That's a whole
I'm downstairs. Where you at?
Like that. I don't.
Hold on. Getting my shit there.
Crazy,
I'll be there. Okay. Meet me in the back. I don't want no problems. Okay. Damn, this too much. Around back, like that way?
Like, I have a whole car. I see her with my vehicle.
She talking about around back that way?
If she would say round back, would it be that way?
It has to be that.
The case had now evolved dramatically. It had gone from a simple case of mistaken identity to a spur-of-the-moment fight, and now to a pre-planned assault where the victim was deliberately lured out and hunted down. Unfortunately, while talking to the investigators, Daniel was completely unaware that Ashley had died from her wounds. He asked if she was okay, and when he was informed that she had passed away, he became hysterical. It seemed as though Daniel truly cared for Ashley and was stuck in a terrible situation he didn't know how to escape. In his statement to the detectives, he explained that he had already told Antonetta that their relationship was over and he was looking for a way to separate, but it was incredibly difficult because they had a child together. At the same time, when a detective asked him if he knew that Ashley had a fiancé, he said no. So it was clear there were still secrets on all sides. It's clear now that Ashley had told the story she did in order to keep her relationship with Daniel a secret from Julian. She fully expected to live. She had even told Julian on the way to the hospital that she wanted to move out of the apartment complex immediately. It sounds like she wanted to distance herself from her attackers, but whether or not she planned to end things with Daniel will tragically never be known. When detectives talked to Julian, he did tell them that he had accused Ashley of cheating on him just the previous 2 days, but he admitted that it was based on nothing concrete. He hadn't seen anything that made him think she was cheating. He said he would just occasionally get that feeling and become paranoid. He also said that over their 10-year relationship, infidelity had happened before, and that's likely where his fears stemmed from. Antonetta and Janine were placed in separate interview rooms at the police station, and Antonetta was questioned first. She was read her rights and immediately asked for a lawyer, but she made this statement first.
Well, I do want to speak with a lawyer just because of how sensitive the situation is. I will say that, I don't go out looking to harm anybody. That's not my intention. I do feel, very remorseful about anything that has happened with that young lady. I'll also say that, it wasn't my intention to even get into an altercation with her today. She came over to my place of residence looking for my fiance. We argued. I was hit. We fought. I feel really bad, but, you know, I don't know. I'm just, you know, it's just too much.
Okay. Every single part of that statement would be proven to be a lie. Not only did the investigators have the text messages they used to lure Ashley out, but after interviewing Janine, they would find the key piece of evidence that would put these two violent women away for a very long time. Based on the time codes, when the detectives left Antonetta, they immediately went in to question Janine. It's true that Janine was 17 at this time, but in the state of Georgia, the age of criminal responsibility is unlike most states.
A Quick Trip, as we're walking a Quick Trip, both of them are walking together from Quick Trip, so they're just now leaving, and we're just now coming. So Antonetta is like, is that Daniel walking? So now she runs to him like, who is this? So he's like, oh, it's my worker or whatever. Mind you, before we walked the Quick Trip, we asked him, when you go on your break, can you take us to the store? He said he couldn't leave on his break. So when we saw them walking, it was like, you just said you couldn't leave on your break. Now you walking with her to the store? So she was upset now. After that, she's kicking Daniel or whatever. She don't want to live with him no more. It's either he gonna leave or she's gonna leave. And you know, she gotta leave with the kids, everything. So it would make sense if he just left. So he's getting kicked out, whatever. And then I guess she was coming to see him. He was getting kicked out. I don't know. I was in those messages. I'm not sure what was that. But I guess she was coming to see him because he was getting kicked out. And Antonetta saw the messages. So she decides, like, yeah, now she's about to come see you. Now I'm about to beat her out. Because you just saved me from her the other day. No, you know that's how it was. So she's coming. So Antonetta and me, we go. And she comes to the house, you know, big fight. So, after the fight, we took her phone. We were going to call her husband to let her know that, you know, this is there's some out. She started banging on the door like crazy because, you know, we got her phone. She left her phone back. Yeah. So then they'll give her phone back.
Janine described having to meet. Daniel told investigators that he was asleep by then. But that wouldn't be the only evidence that Antonetta was using his phone. At this point, though, the detectives continued getting details from Janine, who, incredibly, continued to give them more and more damning information.
At first, or you guys just saw her outside?
Outside. She didn't knock. She didn't get the chance to.
Okay.
Because, like, oh, yeah, you got this bitch coming. I'm about to be around. So, yeah.
Did you guys start yelling at her before you guys approached her, or how'd that go down?
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
It wasn't really all, bitch, it was like, yeah, you can't see my and then it was just fine after that. She knew what it was because she got ready to, you know, and it was just fighting.
Who was fighting?
The girl Antonetta.
Antonetta claimed every chance she got that Ashley had come to her apartment, and that's why the fight happened. But Janine admitted that Ashley had not originally shown up there at all. When they asked her if she had hit Ashley, she denied it. But the detectives knew exactly how to play on her ego.
You guys, because like you said, that's your homegirl.
Yeah.
Tell me about that. How that happened.
I didn't go crazy though, cause she's small as hell. Like you're enough already. I don't need to be punching her, dragging her. I don't need to do all of that. I'm good. I give my little hit and then that's it.
She claimed she gave her a little hit, but the reality would be that Janine kicked Ashley at least 3 times. And it would later be determined that those kicks were what likely caused the catastrophic internal injuries that ended Ashley's life. Janine spent about 30 minutes talking about the attack, laughing and joking about it, never once showing any remorse for the fact that she had, at the very least, helped kill someone. She didn't know at the time that her kicks were what likely killed her, but she knew she had been involved in a violent attack on someone, and that person was now dead. She treated this interview like she was being questioned about committing a high school senior prank. Once the detectives were done getting her side of the story, they took her phone into evidence, as was standard procedure. I'm actually surprised they didn't take her phone prior to this point, but it might be because the investigators initially thought the crime was less serious than it clearly was. With the information investigators now had, they were able to secure arrest warrants for both women for robbery, aggravated battery, and felony murder. Now, felony murder is a special murder charge for any time a person dies while the suspect is committing a different felony where murder is not the original intent. So if you're robbing a bank and you push a security guard out of your way and he falls backwards, hits his head, and dies, you can be charged with felony murder. It's also charged anyone involved in a felony or someone else involved in that crime kills someone. If you're the getaway driver for a bank robbery and someone inside the bank gets killed, you will also be charged with felony murder. Of course, these charges were based on the idea that Antonetta and Janine were not setting out to kill Ashley on that day. But that idea would eventually come into question. Antonetta didn't seem to understand the seriousness of her situation, and she still thought that Janine would get away with it. I believe she didn't know that the age of criminal responsibility in Georgia is 17. I don't believe she understood that felony murder would be applied to anyone involved in the crime. And I don't believe she knew just how much Janine had told the investigators.
Oh, so where's my sister-in-law going?
Same place you were.
To adult jail?
Yes.
But why is she going if she didn't even fight?
Okay, so I just want to clarify. It's ag battery, robbery, and murder. Okay, that's going to be your three charges.
Mine?
Yes, and hers as well.
What did I rob?
The cell phone.
Jeez.
All right, just hang tight a couple more minutes, all right?
Okay.
When Antonetta was informed of her charges, she seemed almost annoyed that they had added a charge of robbery. Antonetta comes across as the type of person who believes Ashley is somehow responsible for the situation she's in. In her mind, Ashley made Antonetta attack her by being with Daniel, and now she was making her get charged with robbery. Sadly, when Janine was told her charges, she didn't even seem to understand what robbery is.
So you clear on your charges?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. It's robbery.
Robbery? What? Robbery?
Yeah.
We didn't steal her phone. We took it so she could come to the house.
Oh, you took it?
Yeah, she got her phone back. I told you she wasn't leaving unless we gave her back her phone. We just did it so we could call her husband, but we changed our mind.
Okay.
Gave her phone to Daniel. She got her phone back.
She said it was okay for you to take it?
No.
Okay, yeah, that's a robbery. The other charge is murder.
Murder?
Yep. You're being charged with murder.
Me?
Yep.
That's too
deep.
bad.
That's deep, right?
Yeah, that's fucking insane.
Yeah.
No. What? Murder? I barely laid hands on her. All I did was pull her hair.
Yes, that is in fact robbery. No, officer, I didn't steal it. I just took it. I need to make that into a shirt. Apparently, Janine believed that if you take something without permission, it's not illegal as long as you eventually put it back. No, I didn't steal the car because I parked it right back where it was. It really seems like there should be more focus on basic law in schools, at least in the United States. Sometimes it seems like teenagers are taught way too much about less important topics. I remember learning a lot about Shakespeare and every specific battle in the Civil War. And while a general understanding of those things is important, there should be room for more topics that have practical, real-world benefits. Making sure teens understand the laws, basic finance, CPR, and first aid would be much more beneficial in the long run. And if students are interested in history or literature, or want a job that requires more math, they can take those classes and dive deeper. But you shouldn't be able to get to the age of criminal responsibility having absolutely no idea how stealing works. I would much rather my child know that than the date the Gettysburg Address was signed. It would do society much more good for young people to understand what felony murder is than what iambic pentameter is. Knowing that you could get charged for murder for even helping someone commit a crime would probably discourage some people from carrying out those acts. That said, it probably wouldn't have helped here, because it seems like these women were allergic to education. Both Antonetta and Janine were photographed, then handcuffed and taken to a weight arraignment. At the same time, investigators got warrants to search Antonetta's apartment and both of the women's cell phones. Over the next few days, the investigators would find overwhelming evidence that the assault was pre-planned and that Ashley had no idea she was walking into a trap. The most damning piece of evidence would be a video of the attack that Janine had taken with her own phone. The entire video is 13 minutes long, and the first 5 minutes show Antonetta using Daniel's phone to text Ashley. Then, the women walk around the property, stalking their victim until they find her walking down the road between Building 300 and Building 700. Once they spot Ashley, they storm toward her, and Antonetta immediately attacks her. Look at her, right there.
You know I'm on Instagram. Look at her, right there, right there. Look, that's why, babe. That was me. You know who was my pussy ass. Yeah, right. Yeah. 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 Fat. Yeah. Yo. Get the fuck off. This is what we do to side bitches. This is what we do for side bitches. For side bitches. No, he don't want you. Get off my hair. Get off me. You can't get off me. Yeah, fucking ugly ass. Oh. Ugly. Antonetta. Ain't you supposed to be on your fucking brother's side?
It is clearly not self-defense, and it is clear that Ashley had never come to her apartment or approached Antonetta in any way. They lured Ashley out under false pretenses and attacked her completely unprovoked. On top of the recorded evidence that Antonetta's story was a complete fabrication, there were a couple of parts that particularly piqued the authorities' interest.
Real crazy. Yep, you are. Yo. I will murder you. I will murder you. You fucking I will murder you. I will murder you. I will fucking murder you. Stop. You so lucky my nails are turned because I was really do worse to you right now. I will do worse to you. I will do worse to you. I will do fucking worse to you.
In all reality, I don't think that Antonetta set out to kill anybody. She was an insecure, jealous person who couldn't control her emotions and thought that assaulting Ashley would somehow stop Daniel from leaving her. The problem was that Ashley did die, and while Antonetta claimed that wasn't her intention, she was on camera telling the victim that she would murder her.
Bitch. Wow. Go ahead. Wow. Bitch. You want to get jumped? No.
42 to 59, 43 to 11. This proved that Janine had not given her a little hit or just pulled her hair like she had told detectives. Based on the movement of the camera, it looks like she kicked Ashley in the side 3 times. And while you can't see who's holding the camera, Antonetta did the authorities the favor of calling Janine by her name right before the kicks. Now, most people who see the video of the assault would probably not think that Ashley ended up dying. And that's what people need to remember before they decide they're going to teach someone a lesson with violence. The human body is a complete contradiction. It is amazingly resilient and extremely fragile at the same time. One person could tumble down a flight of concrete stairs and walk away without a bruise, and someone else could crack their neck and have a stroke. If you're planning to assault someone, you need to be okay with the fact that that person might die. There have been many occasions where someone got punched, fell backward, hit their head, and died. But it doesn't even have to be that dramatic. You might hit someone in the head in just the right way that causes death or permanent brain damage. Just like in this case, the kicks from Janine caused internal damage that progressed slowly enough that it didn't seem like anything was seriously wrong until it was far too late. An autopsy concluded that Ashley's adrenal gland had been ruptured and her liver and lungs had been damaged. The death was officially ruled a homicide due to the injuries sustained during the assault. Of course, once Antonetta and Janine were done assaulting Ashley, they took her phone, which was also recorded on the video. Their intention was to use her phone to contact Julian and inform him that Ashley was cheating on him. It seemed like they never got the chance. Ashley followed them back to Antonetta's apartment and banged on the door until Daniel got her phone back for her. Despite Janine believing otherwise, the minute they walked away with Ashley's phone, they had committed robbery. Taking the phone after having assaulted Ashley made the charge robbery by force. As if the investigators needed any more evidence of what had really happened, Janine was still recording when Antonetta went into the bedroom, woke up Daniel, and told him she had assaulted Ashley after using his phone to lure her outside. Janine had sent the video to Antonetta, who then texted screenshots of the fight to Daniel with the text, "This is the trash you left me for. No ass laughing emoji. She talks a lot of shit even when she's getting fucked up. Nah, I handled my business as a woman. Don't ever try to play me." They might as well have presented a slam dunk case to the authorities on a silver platter. There are just some people who rely solely on their fists when they should have used their brain. While awaiting trial, Antonetta and Janine worked with their lawyer to concoct a new story. It was a desperate attempt to counter the fact that they had basically handed the authorities all the evidence needed to convict them. They tried to claim that it was Julian who had actually caused the fatal injuries to Ashley that day. They suggested that Ashley went home and was fine until Julian came home, found out she had been cheating on him, and then he hit her, causing the injuries that ended her life. It was highly unlikely that happened in the 6 minutes between when Julian returned home and when the couple left for the hospital. But the evidence also clearly showed it was the kicks from Janine that had caused those specific injuries. It was just another callous, pathetic attempt to not take responsibility for their own actions. The plan was discussed in letters passed back and forth between the two women in jail. Eventually, the inmate who had helped pass the letters came forward and told the detectives what was going on. At the end of the day, that plan never came to fruition, as both Antonetta Stevens and Janine Gonzalez pleaded guilty to voluntary manslaughter and robbery by force. They were each sentenced to 20 years in prison. It definitely seems like a light sentence when you consider they lured Ashley out, stalked her, and attacked her with absolutely no provocation. These were two women who felt they had the right to assault someone based on their own perceived slight. When they are released, they will definitely be young enough to continue being violent burdens on society. So, we can only hope that prison teaches them to grow up. Hopefully, they use their time in prison to educate themselves so they can start using their heads and stop using their fists like monsters. But honestly, I'm not holding my breath. This case shows how a jealous rage led to a calculated and deadly trap. The attackers ended up filming the very evidence that would convict them of murder. If you want to see more deep dives into cases like this, subscribe to the channel